It is still winter when I arrive in Helsinki, the capital of Finland. Snow still covers this modern city of over 500,000 people, situated on the Baltic Sea, in a blanket of white. Despite the cold temperature, I'm happy to find myself here, in one of the world's most livable cities and Finland's major political, educational, financial and cultural centre. To get to know the city more, Eva Marie from the Foreign Ministry of Finland is there to show me the sights.
Thank you very much. It's
Eva
lovely to be here.
Well, I like you like snow. That's good to hear because we will have a lot of it this week.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Helsinki was the World Design Capital of 2012, showcasing a mixture of architecture ranging from the historic to the modern, with designs that combine creativity and simple beauty with functionalism. Some of the more striking buildings, such as Kiasma, the Museum of Contemporary Art, and the minimalist Chapel of Silence, a wooden sanctuary in the heart of a busy shopping centre, are striking examples of why the city earned its accolade as the world's centre for design. So what makes Finland special? With a population of less than half of Jakarta's, nevertheless the country's per capita income is among the highest in the world. Recently it is also ranked as one of the world's most peaceful and economically competitive countries. This despite the fact that it only gained independence in 1917, after being part of the Russian Empire for over 100 years and part of Sweden for 600 years, as well as suffering during World War II. And situated in a part of the world that experiences some of the harshest and coldest winter months. Today's Finland is part of the Eurozone and enjoys a good quality of life by European standards, with a fully functioning welfare state and a thriving economy. I'm curious to know what makes Finland tick and what drives her people. And to find out more about the country, I visit Finland's President Sauli Ninisto at his residence in West Helsinki. President Ninisto has been in office for a year now and was once Finland's Minister of Finance.
It's a great pleasure for me to be here. It's my first time in Finland and to your absolutely beautiful country. And I'm actually getting used to the weather. And I actually managed to see a little bit of the country, but just to get an understanding of the country, especially in views of the long history of this place. I mean, what would you say would be the essence of being a Finn?
First, Finland is quite a large country by area, but thinly populated. So to be a Finn, you are quite used to, well, a peaceful life, not that many neighbors around, except nowadays it's surely changing, but also these circumstances of living here, they have been quite harsh. Winter time, like we see, that is cold and the soil is covered by snow. So you have learned to, let's say, be diligent with your life, because otherwise you wouldn't live very long. I guess that's the basic of being a Finn. But surely, I think that Finns are well known as very trustful people, and that maybe is due to those times when life has been quite difficult. You have to trust to your friends, and by trusting them, you know that they trust you, and one learns to help another. I guess something like that defines basic Finn and Finnish mind.
You mentioned the harsh life. Obviously, the weather here, it can get pretty cold. I mean, minus, I don't know, up in the north can be minus 30,
well, even
40.
here in southern parts, we have had winters lately with minus 30 degrees, but one gets used to that.
So is resources that you have around you, is being resourceful very much a part of it because of the harsh conditions of having to make do with what nature gives you?
Well, actually, we do not have that much resources. One Well, we say that we have green gold, that is the forestry, and that has surely given energy, shelter, whatever. But nowadays, in the northern parts of Finland, you find a lot of active mining too. But nevertheless, I think we have learned to work hard. That is the major resource of Finland.
Yes, if you don't work hard, then you won't survive. So you have to be quite
right.
You have to work hard at
Yeah.
it. There is an article recently in The Economist talking about the Scandinavian model and how it could be used as a model for society, and of course Finland being one of the Scandinavian countries. What would you say would be in Finland's contribution to that model society?
What we find here is a quite big public sector. Economically, I mean, the share of public sector is high. That means also high taxes for people, for earnings. But that has also meant a very stable society where society takes quite a lot of care of people. Actually, we are discussing a bit that whether the responsibilities of the society are even too deep in families' lives. But nowadays, when we find a lot of financial problems in southern Europe, let's say 10 years ago, I was Minister of Finance, and very many asked me around the world that how long you think that you can maintain such an expensive public sector. Nowadays we see that in the northern countries where public sector is expensive, also the public finances are the healthiest. That is the paradox in a way. So yes, very many people are interested in the model, like they call it, northern model. What we should keep in mind, however, is that we are not overwhelming in any sense, but very willing to tell what we have been doing